A myth is an image in terms of which we try to make sense of the world. So a myth ultimately is a creation of the mankind. A myth is man-made anyways because there is no independent, sovereign, distinct individual existence of myth, religion, God, and all the other phenomena in the world. But we have created, developed, obviously for narration, for narrative, exploitative, manipulative reasons, for the establishment of power, control over each other, for seeking dominance, for pursuing more and more influence, possession in our lives. We become mythological, we become mythical, we have created myths, and that means myth does not have its sovereignty, distinction, differentiation in the world, but it exists only because of the interpretation, creation, and understanding of mankind. And that means myth is man-made. It has always been that. Myth has been fundamentally and principally created, developed, and evolved by mankind, by all of us in one way or another. We have obviously carried forward the myths from generation to generation. These are stories, and stories are not real. Only our own stories, only of the human beings' stories, but the mythical stories are not of the human beings. They are of subjective, imaginative characters and godly entities and wars being fought. That is all subjective creation and mental phenomena, but not a reality such as nature. So obviously, we try to make sense of the external, sovereign, independent world in a mythological sense, in a mythical perception, in terms of the myths that we have created. On the basis of the myths, we helped create, pave the way, and develop. So, whatever we have created, we use that to make sense of the world of sovereignty distinction, of the world that's already sovereign, distinct, different, independent. We use all of our creations and narratives and theories to make sense of that kind of sovereign, independent, individual world. But that is folly for all of it is folly for us to pray to the gods for which we have the power to obtain by ourselves, and so is myth. A myth is a myth, man-made, made, developed, progressed, evolved by mankind. We have done this in our whole lives in one way or another. But the thing is, obviously, we always try to interpret, understand, communicate the external sovereign world in our own image, in our image of arrogance, pride, vanity, success, possession, by being completely aware of the sovereignty, distinction, individual independence that the external world has always had and that it will still have in one way or another. So a myth is always going to be a myth that does not apply to sovereign worlds. That's how this works.